Alright, I think everybody should be able to hear me now. Let's have a look if this looks about right. Hopefully. Hopefully. Alright, I think everybody should be able to hear me now. Let's have a look. Alright, this is about right. Alright. And I think everything is looking magnificently. At least I hope. Because if it isn't, that would absolutely suck, man. Alright. This looks good. Alright. I think I have everything up. The stream should technically work now. I hope. Magnificently. Yeah, it does work. Alright, let's put this to public. Let's actually start. What is up, everybody? We have ourselves this Q&A session with the developers today, and you know what I'm gonna be doing? Of course, you know what I'm gonna be doing today. I will be joining this session, and we're gonna have some fun, I guess. Because today, Gizmo and Kronos are here,
milk Twitty Cat, cream Twitty Cat, sugar Twitty Cat,
and they're already
cinnamon Twitty
speaking. They're
Cat,
already
honey
saying what's up
Twix.
to
There's so many
everybody.
things they can do it.
They're saying all the names out.
Well,
So you guys,
one of the topics is
today the
chocolate.
developers will be answering
No.
some of your most important questions.
There's two
So
different flavors.
it would be
You have
awesome.
bitter combining
If you guys
with
do have any questions in the chat, I'll make sure to have them spotted out. So
You're just not a true coffee
I
fan.
will be listening to what Gizmo and Kronos have to say today, but
go talk to a person who
I will
loves
not
coffee.
really
They will
be
tell
doing
you
anything
you
else.
don't
I'm
add
just gonna be
chocolate
reacting to this in a sense. I'll try to keep
to
these
coffee.
volumes nice and high so you guys will be able to hear this. But this is a Discord event that the developers are currently hosting,
I
so
like my mocha, so
let's
not
just
You
hear what they have to say.
enjoy your mocha,
I don't think they have much
I
to
will.
say right
I
now.
will.
Mr. Gizmo Tech.
There's only 34 people watching right now. So, again, people have wanted me to stream this since most of the people don't really have access to the Gizmo server. So, hopefully, this will be good. Guys.
Double checking. The bot's not gonna ban or mute people for pinging you, right?
I have been getting pinged a
How well
lot.
can you hear them, guys, by the way? How well can you hear the stream as well? Just let me know in the chat how well you can hear this.
But do not ping Gizmo. It will burn you.
Alright. This looks about the right sound. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys are planning to donate by any chance, then make sure to write down your questions so I don't forget so you can write it down. The most important questions I can just write I can also just write down in my notes. So just wanna make this very clear.
And I got just pinged in Richard Land.
Hopefully this should start in a second. My voice is low. I can't change it that much, guys, unfortunately. Unnerve zone vote? That's an interesting suggestion. Alright, I'll try to keep the sound at 150% for both of them. Unless someone's mic is more quiet. What up, Xyro? What's up,
Are
man?
you eating something?
No, I'm just making sounds with my mouth
Alright,
Why?
this looks good.
because I don't like the
Question is, do I
silence.
get the mic today?
You don't like
have
the awkward
exactly
silence?
3 more minutes
No.
until the whole entire event
We're just waiting for
begins.
the 3 more minutes till we start.
Yeah.
Better driving quality? That would be cool as well. I mean, the driving's already pretty good, to be totally fair. I like it.
They go on Instagram.
But it
No,
could be
sorry, not on
better.
Instagram.
What's up,
Snapchat and
Steelers?
stalk
What's
people.
up, man?
I mean, snap people back. I'm not
So
a
far, they're
stalker.
not saying anything
Yes,
interesting,
you
so
are.
I'm gonna just chat with you guys
No.
until they start. I'm gonna make it sound a little more quiet for now. Are they gonna add submarines? I don't know if they're gonna add submarines. I
Yeah.
guess we
How
will find
hard
out in
is it for
today's
people
stream,
to
right?
understand? Do not ask questions.
I mean, technically
And
they're
you
not.
still ask.
They're saying okay.
Why? No,
Oh.
said why. Why is a question.
Well, yeah, he's wrong on that. But the other guy said okay, so that's not a
Will
question
they
technically.
add aircraft carrier? That's a good question. Will they add an aircraft carrier? I would like it to be
I'll
added,
find
but I'm
you.
probably gonna make it a Game Pass if they do. That's
Oh yeah,
my
Cronus
personal
will
guess
find
on
you.
it, but we're gonna find
He's
out.
like an adamant stalker.
All right.
Do not say anything in the QA session chat, please.
All right. Here is the QA session chat that they have over here. So it's gonna be
Should
to
clarify, like, don't say
Kronos,
anything at all.
send questions here, ask your questions once and only once. Do not ping Gizmo. Yeah, they're pretty
Why
simple.
do I sound like that?
Yeah.
Sound
All
like
right, this
what?
looks good.
Jonathan did
questions will
like
I
a
be
sample
asking? I don't have any
recording so I
questions
could see
noted
how
yet.
the audio is.
Because here's the thing:
Why
if I
do I
want to
sound
ask
like that?
developers questions, I can just ask them
I mean, I've been
privately.
telling
So
you
that's
for
a
like the
completely
past
different
year. It sounds
story.
like you're
I would like
whispering
to
into your
ask them
microphone.
your questions. So
I am not.
make sure to have them
I know, just for your
written down,
microphone.
so we can get this started. All right. All right. Let's see some of the questions you guys have. Add
Okay.
Challenger 2. That's kind of
Guess
more of a request. Can you
that's
ask
my
them if
lovely
they'll revamp the gun
voice. If you don't
PvP?
like it,
That's the one thing I was planning to ask.
then
So I will be
sucks.
talking about that. I will be talking about that.
Do I need to take people's permission to make reactions away? Like I
Nah,
can
we're
do
about
What's
to
wrong with
start.
giving
It's fine.
reactions, man? What's wrong with
reactions.
giving
Isn't it?
reactions? Let's see the
Oh,
lowering.
reactions actually probably should, because people are gonna spam stuff.
Yeah.
That's not my people speaking in there. Everyone's just gonna be asking in here. Will they add Chinese aircraft? Man, I would love Chinese aircraft, but I feel like 6th generation would be just too much. Thanks, no problem, man, no problem. Tell them to bring back the M35 truck. They
I don't know if I
removed it for
click start
for a good
event, it
reason.
will ping
Let's just leave it
people
as that.
or not.
I think it just puts it on the top of the server so people can see that there's a thing happening.
Yeah.
But you still have to ping it after.
It seems a little selfish that you've been banned for 6 months. Could you get unbanned? Man, I can't tell you if you're gonna get unbanned or not. And it's like, I can speak later about it maybe, but
There we go.
That started.
it's
Now I
just
can see all the lovely people.
too much of a drama
Now
situation.
we ping people.
So, will they bring back old hipfire? That's a really good question we can ask them, but I'm almost confident they will not. And I very much hope they won't bring it back. Even though I've recently been practicing it, I've been
Wait, on the
getting better
questions,
at
we're
the
still
sniper PvP.
pinging people
I
about
don't
the
think it's balanced PvP
event.
system. I feel like they need to rework PvP as a whole, to be totally honest. So, reperk kits? That would be cool.
Where is it?
Add Su-27. We do need some more Russian planes. That would be cool. How do you apply for admin? Big story. There's applications in the Gizmo server. If you have Discord, and you have to be like over 16, I think. I'm not sure. It's something like that. Anyway, it should have started like a minute ago.
Okay, now I'm officially gonna. Well,
Alright.
I'll let a few minutes for people to join because it's like going up.
Yeah.
All right, we're still taking our time. All right,
You could start asking your questions and ping me. It's okay.
All right.
We haven't done a Q&A in like a year, so this is kind of a good time to do one more before the year ends.
Let's look at what people are actually asking. Let's have a look at this.
And I'm already at 70 pings. Wow.
300 people watching, 400 almost. Now,
1600
Someone said your voice is cute.
Thank
that as
you. 1,663 people reacted to this QA, and we have 400 people here. Okay, I'm gonna start. With the recent issues with daily spins, will you guys work on it to make it fair, or will you just keep it for extreme amount of Robux to get the spin bundle? Since right now people hate the feature.
Good point.
Well, I know there's a lot of controversy with the spin. We didn't really want to touch it or make too many changes, especially towards the end of the year, due to our developers going on break. So we didn't want to touch it too much yet, but we do have plans to like redesign how it's set up to not look like a casino, and then also change up how the rewards are unlocked. We also want to stay away from adding more spin vehicles. This was just like the last one we had planned for the update.
Good. We haven't
to give some context, whenever we do updates, we plan stuff like months in advance. So currently we don't have any plans to add any more spin vehicles, at least anytime soon.
The community didn't want more spin vehicles anyway.
Just two quick things. Ping me in the QA session chat for questions, and two, we will open up like coming up to ask your questions by VC in about like 27 minutes ish. So if you want to ask in person or up here,
this is your one-time opportunity for me
if not, type it out.
To ask them your questions.
What will be the next update? You'll just have to wait and see.
Yep.
It's probably next. It's probably this
will
week.
you ever add submarines?
Ooh, so submarines. I definitely want to add submarines. Is it currently planned? I can't say yes or no. But it would require quite a bit more work than ships to add to the game. Just because, for example, when you're inside a submarine, like you're not going to be swimming in the submarine, right? So the physics have to be separated from you standing and being in water, and that kind of has a bit more complexity to submarines. And so it required quite a bit of work to set up, and we don't know if players are going to like that as much as other features in the game.
Planes are their favorites. So.
Yep. Will the aircraft interface or GUI be improved?
No plans yet, but we do have some ideas on what could be done to improve it. Again, we just have like so many things to work on, so we have to pick and choose what we can work on with that in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a lot more people in the chat, so I'm gonna increase the slow mode.
Holy
I think
moly,
2 minutes is the max.
So quick.
No, I did 5 minutes.
Thank you. If there's any bugs, please put in bugs. We're not fixing bugs in this Q&A session.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah, we're not taking bug reports here. We got the bug channel for that.
What is your plan on the roadmap of 2025? We have created a roadmap. We will announce the updates as time comes. We're not gonna release. We're gonna do all these things this year. I think we took away the roadmap channel, right?
Yep.
Yes. Just because we have an internal one that kind of changes. One reason why we don't tell people exactly what we're releasing is because stuff changes. Sometimes things take longer to work on than we originally planned. So we have to, keep it internal as stuff changes frequently. But to give some context, the first 2 updates in 2025 are going to be a bit more of a smaller update. And the reason for that is we're trying to revamp the backend of War Tycoon. Right now, our backend is not the best in terms of being set up for how many programmers we have on our team. So we're trying to convert our system to be like having a better workflow. And that's going to take up quite a bit of our time. So the first 2 updates are going to be small. And then going forward, we should be able to release bigger updates with less bugs more often.
That just means better updates are going to come. So.
Will you add ability of planes to land on water?
That's kind of weird.
We don't have any planes that do that, but if we do add planes that would have that feature, then yes, we would add that in.
It would be horrible to actually balance out the physics with that as well, though. That's the thing.
I'm just filtering out the questions.
I mean, they fix the explosions with other vehicles going in the water. Maybe it's easier than I think. So. Holy moly.
Will you ever add advanced armor system? I don't know what they mean by that, but
Probably better.
I think they mean like if you get shot in the chest with the vest, you take less damage than other stuff. I'm not quite sure, but no, we don't have any plans for stuff like that.
A lot of people are asking about the submarines that may or may not be added in the future. It's harder to add, has more complexity to it, and we have to look more into it if we were to add it.
Yep.
Gizmo, someone wants to marry me. Do you approve?
I mean, what am I, your godfather or something?
Will there be any changes to the plane physics or any physics in the game?
They're already pretty
Yes.
different.
We've been trying to make some tweaks to the plane physics. One thing we want to add is just more controls. Like in the past, when you pressed A or D, it kind of moved the rudder left or right. But people wanted roll. So now we're trying to kind of incorporate both in, where you could do rolls and also move the rudder. The problem with that is it's really complicated, so we had to make changes, and then we saw it wasn't good, so we had to go back and forth, and it's taken quite a bit longer to implement those changes, but we do have plans to eventually get that done.
They need to be more diverse. That's what I'm pretty much asking for.
We're not making a new map. We just released a new map. So.
When new map?
Let's calm down a little bit. Will you add more rebirth items?
We need that.
We have some plans, but I won't say what specifically yet.
Will you ever add carriers?
Carriers, we want to, but I don't know if you guys have tested it with the new Zone Vault. If you try landing planes, helicopters, or anything on top of it, it just like doesn't stay with it. And that's due to how Roblox handles the physics of two different objects. There is kind of a way to make it work, but it's not going to be that great. We'd have to definitely spend some time testing things to see what's possible with Roblox's physics system. But currently, no plans.
Can we have weathers like rain, clouds, snow, and etc.?
No, because of performance issues it would cause.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, snow would be really cool on Christmas.
Thank you for the person asking this question. Will you make a big French update, like French vehicles, French planes, plane weapons, and etc.?
We need less American stuff.
You're barely French.
Still.
Well, when we pick vehicles for updates, we don't specifically pick countries usually. We just pick whatever is
more famous,
good for the game, whatever is popular amongst people. But, I don't mind adding any French vehicles. Definitely need to add more European vehicles to the game because I know we've been heavily focused on US.
It's all American at this point, yeah.
But we do have some plans for more European vehicles in the game.
We need more Chinese stuff. It's what people have been asking for.
Yeah, so... Will you ever add meme vehicles again?
Meme?
We need them back.
When Tankocopter?
We need to Tycoon back as an Easter egg. Please, Gizmo. Why not?
Someone asked, would you add skins with cats on it? I don't know why, but yeah.
Probably not.
It's an interesting selection idea, to be honest.
Maybe like that question and didn't like the answer.
Yeah. Why did you take out the Glock as a starter weapon?
M17 just looks cooler, and that's also, I believe, the new gun that's used in the U.S. military. So, kind of makes sense to add that as a starter pistol.
At least buff it then.
How many people are in your whole team?
Ooh, okay. So we have 9 full-time developers. That's not including you, Kronos, because you're technically not full-time. But then we have like a bunch of people like Kronos and other programmers that work part-time. Specific number off the top of my head, I don't remember. What is it, like 3, 4 people? Plus a bunch of like other people that we commission.
Yeah, it's a big team.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact for you guys, we have a programmer called Kronos. So, I'm the Canadian Kronos, he's the American Kronos. It's a fun fact for you guys. Not that you really cared, but
they're not going to get the context.
No. I'm Canadian, he's American, that's yeah. For the chat system, Roblox has forced all games to use their own, or like Roblox's native chat system. So we will be fixing the few issues that are happening with it, but we're not gonna go back to what we had before.
Oh yeah, we had a whole argument with them on that, and not only that, Roblox forced us to change the chat system while not having the features that we needed. So we had to force them to implement those features, and then now they have bugs that we can't even fix because it's an issue with Roblox's chat system. So we're waiting on them to fix those issues.
Will you ever add an anti-cheat system?
So we looked into adding anti-cheats several times. The problem is because we have like several different physics systems in game, it just does not play nicely with anti-cheat. Like it's really hard to make that work properly when you have planes and ground vehicles and a bunch of stuff moving around. We were hopeful that Roblox anti-cheat would be good, but people already bypassed that.
It's so
they are trying to improve it, so we'll see if they're able to patch the tools that are able to bypass their anti-cheat.
Will the faction system change to like adding KOS system and ally system, making it easier to identify friendlies and enemies?
Is KOS like enemies?
Kill on sight.
Oh, kill on sight, yeah. We don't have any plans yet, but I wouldn't see why not to add those in later on.
The person who asked that question, please put in his suggestions.
I'm not speaking.
And then we'll look into that as time comes.
Yep.
Someone asked, why do the planes look alike? You could message the Department of Defense and the U.S. Air Force and ask them why they designed their planes like that. That's the weirdest
question in the world.
That's out of our control.
Hit up the Russian military and ask them yourself.
Or that. Just please don't get killed, or don't make us catch a case. Gizmo, did you ever say we're gonna have casino spins?
No.
In devlog. Someone said, when will be casino spin like Gizmo said in devlog?
No, I think he's referring to us changing how the spinner looks.
Oh.
We have that planned for Q1, which is until what, March? So sometime before March we'll have it implemented.
Here's a interesting question. What made y'all want to start this type of game? Why did you start this game, Gizmo?
So I started myself.
That's what I just said.
I know. I'm thinking. So I wanted to create a game that didn't quite exist. When I was younger, I used to like playing Tycoon games that had some kind of, sword fighting combat or cool, abilities and stuff. But there was no proper Tycoon game that had realistic shooting and military elements. And that's why I created the originally called Oil Warfare Tycoon, now War Tycoon. But yeah, that's the short answer of why I created the game.
Beauty.
I know you can barely hear me. I'm not trying to speak right now. I'm just listening to whatever you have to say.
Start the game himself, and then it grew to where it is at the moment.
Yes.
We are not hiring developers for people who keep asking.
So many people want to get hired.
They get paid fairly.
They get paid more than grapes.
Yes, they get paid more than one grape. And Gizmo sometimes lets us out of the basement.
Bro.
Only if you behave well.
Yes. Gizmo, how old are you? That's a very popular question. Yeah.
I'm 58 years old.
Yeah.
Bro, he's probably like 28. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Somewhere
No,
like that.
I'm 22.
Oh, I'm a little off.
Fun fact for you guys: I'm one of the youngest on the team.
Are you?
I am legal. Yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah, I
probably
can't think
like
of anyone else
19.
younger. Is the American Cronus younger?
No, he's older.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's finishing college. Yeah.
Fair enough.
See, I'm the one of the youngest, and yeah.
He's
Anyways,
still a little kid.
I can drink legally soon in the US. What were the struggles in developing over the years? What was hard to deal with? What were the cutbacks that needed to be done? And then I'll ask more of it later. So, what were the struggles?
Well, it's a little bit of a hard question to answer because there's always a lot of struggles. The hardest part is just continuously being able to get update after update out. It involves lots and lots of planning and just straight up just you have to remember a bunch of things. That I would say is the hardest part. The struggles initially were finding good developers for the team because I started by myself and having to find the right people to do the work that I needed was a bit of a struggle initially. But once we found the right people, it became easier over time.
What is something that you would advise other new developers to do to have a successful game?
I would say the easiest thing is work on a game that you would love to play. I see a lot of developers making games that they would never really even play, and so it ends up just not being a great game. But if you make something that you would like to play or would have liked to play when you were younger, then that would just be easier to know what to create.
It's better to enjoy what
Who
you
is
like.
your favorite person on the team?
I'll pick myself for that one.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
I can't have any bias.
Okay.
You need to get some water.
Thank you. Will there be better plane crash physics?
No plans yet, but if we improve the plane system over time, that might be something we would improve too.
We're not buffing anything or nerfing anything as of right now. So,
well, actually, we do have plans to rebalance a lot of vehicles and, well, maybe guns, but specifically vehicles.
Yeah,
in the near future.
Like the M1 Abrams. Of course.
Yeah.
The classic.
Can you improve the render distance?
That's Roblox's part.
So that is due to Roblox's streaming. The way that Roblox streaming works is it unloads things that are far away so that it gets rid of it from your memory and prevents people on lower end devices from crashing. What I've been doing is slowly increasing that streaming limit to see how it affects performance. But I have to be super careful because if it makes our performance metrics go down, then Roblox algorithm will see that and not push the game more. And there's no way to give settings to people. It's just preset to what you have, so you can't say, oh, if you have a higher end device, make it show more. It's just not possible with how Roblox handles streaming right now.
Yeah, it's Roblox's part every time.
Any
It's
plans on
actually so
improving
annoying.
the VFX, as it looks kind of outdated?
No plans yet, but there are some things that definitely could be improved. So in the future, we might adjust those.
I actually saw someone ask, who's your
Are
favorite
we ever gonna
influencer?
get NPCs or AIs?
Please no.
Maybe.
We don't want that.
I won't say yes or no yet.
It's another military tycoon if you do that. There's no point.
Could we see 1v1 requests on a smaller map in the future?
Arena modes. We need that.
So we kind of had an idea for something like this, but The reason why we didn't do it was it would kind of like take people off of the map in a way, and we don't want to, make the game feel empty. So that's why we kind of forgo that idea for now. But we have a way to incorporate that idea differently. I don't want to share too many details yet, but we have some plans to do that later on.
Two modes in the game would work. A Tycoon and a 1v1 system, maybe.
What are your plans for 2025 for the game in general?
Well, mainly doing bigger updates. I think once we change the back end of War Tycoon, it'd be easier to work on bigger releases, and we'd be a bit more organized. So that would be the plan.
Will you improve mobile UI?
Yes, that is on one of our things in our to-do list.
Well, that's an awful lot of silence. I think he's trying to pick out a question right now.
Sorry, these are all questions we already answered, so I'm just finding.
Oh, good. We'll answer for another 7 more minutes, and then we'll start picking people to go into VC and ask us there.
Yep.
Let's hope they pick me for real. Nah, it's all luck based, so we'll see.
Some of these questions are really out of place.
Tell me about it. I've heard that pruning won't be added to the game. Is that true, and why?
There would be a bit of a concern with spawn camping. That's the main reason why.
It's already a thing. Everyone does it. There's like no way to balance it out unless you add better base defense. To be fair.
Will you change how the current XP system works?
Assuming that's for factions?
Yeah, I think like daily, like level ups daily.
Yeah. We'd have to get more analytics to see what could be changed, but currently no plans.
Operations are just a little boring, to be honest.
Why did you make the username Kismotech?
Why is his user Kismo?
A lot of people ask me this.
And he doesn't have an answer.
I don't. I mean, literally, I use a random name generator, and it came up with like Gizmo Tech with a G, and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of weird, but I like the tech part, and so I changed the G to a K, and that's how I came up with Gizmo Tech. And then what I did is I made sure that nobody had like ever used this username before, so I just stuck with that.
Yeah.
Similar to how I got my previous name.
Guy we got here.
Well, I wanted something unique.
Yes, sir. The question that we're thinking you're gonna get asked got asked like 6 times.
Well, you probably have to scroll down a bit more because you're reading the older questions.
I'm still at 11:05. So bear with me.
There's a lot of questions being spammed.
Just check the newer ones.
Are you gonna add loadouts for helicopters, planes?
Loadouts as in being able to change the weapons on them.
Yeah.
We have ideas, but it's very difficult to implement, so we'd have to kind of see how much work is required and when we could squeeze that in updates. But the answer is maybe.
Yeah. It cannot be a update of its own. It's also not good marketing, so.
If you have suggestions, please send it in suggestions.
I literally watch the videos.
We do look at suggestions, and we have a system when it reaches a certain number of upvotes, it gets sent into a different channel, which it's higher visibility for us to see. We will. Are you gonna add knives? That's an interesting one.
Melee weapons. That would be cool to add. I don't know how useful they'd be, considering it's very easy to get killed by many other things.
Snipers are using close range. It would work.
Maybe later on. It's just not in our priority right now.
It would actually balance out the sniper PvP in a way, because people would actually not be using snipers in close, which is essentially
what was your favorite update
we don't want.
Well, I would have to say definitely the new map, just because we spent a lot of time on it, and it was cool to see that it did really well.
Everyone loved it. Even Roblox promoted it. So it was a great update.
The reason why people cannot purchase skins, for example, in countries like Netherlands and etc., is because of the laws that the countries have. So it's not something we can control. If you really want to do that, you could call up your prime minister or president or whatever is the head of the country, have a talk with them, go through Congress, have a talk with them, see if they will allow it.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
If they do, well, we're happy to make it available. Or Gizmo could call his connections.
I don't have that good of a connection. But yeah, it's a bit out of our control.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more minutes till we actually ask questions in the VC. It's gonna get more interesting when we do that. Because right now it's just repeat over repeat. Which is annoying-ish. But oh well.
We'll take people up for questions in about 2 more minutes.
Yep. Is the game ever going to get translated? I'm assuming in-game things.
Yes, so we use Roblox's auto translation, and I know it's not the best. The reason why we don't do manual translation is just because we constantly add stuff to the game, and with the Roblox's tool, it's really hard to go through and like adjust those things and change them up. So it would require a lot of unnecessary work on our end. We'll just have to trust that Roblox's auto translation is good enough.
It is kind of it's mid, but it's doable, to be fair. To be totally honest.
Will there ever be live events?
This is kind of a live event.
We wanted to do live events, but they just take so much time, and they're only there for like temporary period. So we feel like the work required would not be worth it. We'd rather focus on doing other bigger updates that are in the game permanently.
I mean, 2-week events wouldn't be bad for like an update period, for example. But
okay, let me open up the.
Yeah, we'll start taking people up. And just as a reminder, if you say inappropriate things, you're gonna get banned from the server and in game.
Well, hopefully I don't get banned on YouTube for people saying something like that.
Ignore what I just sent you so I can.
I will be watching
see
onto that.
War was the
so
last
people don't say something dumb.
No worries.
No, I don't want to leave stage. Okay, raised hand is up. Wow.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, you pick a random person. Just hope that person doesn't say anything bad.
Well, it cues it from the clicking.
Pick your influencers.
Wow, 70.
Pick your influencers.
Waterworm 56. You're up.
Hello. I really like the game. I was just wondering, Gizmo, what's your favorite vehicle like you find yourself flying or driving?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have to think about that one. So I like the new Zumwalt a lot, just because it's like a big ship. You can go around the map, and then everyone starts like targeting you, so it becomes a cool little fight.
Yeah, I've had lots of fun fights with that. Well, thank you. I appreciate your work.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks. Now I have to figure out how I could move people down. Did it itself. Yay. Aiden one. Yep. There you go.
Hello.
Hello. So, I have 2 questions for y'all, if y'all are willing to answer them. All right. First one is, are y'all ever going to add anti-ship missiles?
Anti-ship missiles? Was that your question?
Yes, sir.
We do have plans. I won't say specifically what, but you'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Second question is, are y'all gonna ever add artillery?
Artillery, we don't have anything planned for that, but we had some ideas on what we could do. We just feel like it wouldn't be utilized as much as other things in game. That's why we haven't done it yet.
All right. Thank you for your work.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, 122 people. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it says 99 plus on the top, so I can't even see all of them.
Ice_fire09.
Let's keep it to one question so we can get through as many as possible.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Are you gonna ever like add like expand the map like with the other? Look, my question is like, would you ever expand the map like for more ships to be wary? Well, not like wary, but
I kind of did this.
available.
Like being able to spawn ships around the map, or
Yes.
more
like,
things for ships to do?
both. And are you gonna make the jets faster, because the map is also pretty big right now and it's hard to travel?
So, in terms of adding more things for ships, we don't have anything specifically planned right now, but I don't know if you guys noticed in the last update, we did make some adjustments to the map, and that's kind of what will happen over time. We'll make adjustments to the map as we see fit. In terms of making the jets faster, we probably won't do that, and the main reason is due to performance. Like, if you fly super fast across the map, that is loading stuff in and out really quickly, and that could cause performance issues, especially on lower-end devices.
I'm gonna write down my questions if I get
Thank
picked.
you. I love your game. I've been playing it ever since the first day.
So
And
thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I don't think I'm financially responsible while playing your game.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Since
I haven't played the game since the start either, so you're topping me in that.
Oh,
I
well,
think
I
you're
guess
just
I'm
as
better
dark.
criminals.
All right, well, thank
Thanks.
you. Have a nice rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks.
For a second, I thought I kicked myself out. I'm like, oops.
That would have been funny.
Mr. Panda one.
Alright, I got some of my questions, which people have been
Hello.
actually wondering about. More airstrikes and the PvP revamp.
I forgot to turn on my mic for a second.
So I got
all
that
good.
written down.
First off, Happy New Year's to everybody.
Thank you. Happy
Happy
New Year's to you as well. And
Do
everyone else.
you have any plans, like adding stuff where you can like attack people and stuff? Where it's like how, if you've ever heard of the game Metal Storm, you're like in this like brawl with planes and stuff where you're all just fighting each other, and there's like repair stations and stuff.
So kind of like a little deathmatch.
Yeah, I guess you could say like that.
We did have some plans, but like I mentioned earlier, we didn't do it due to it taking people off the current map, and we don't want to do that as other people who are playing on the map and not in that game mode would just kind of be bored as they wouldn't see any other people. So currently we don't have plans to do that directly, but we have ideas to incorporate it in a different way that might make sense better for the game.
And also a small little question: are y'all gonna add back the Vietnam thing that was like that truck, the M something? It was at the Vietnam station.
Yeah, maybe. We have some ideas of adding some of the older vehicles back, but we don't want to add vehicles that are not utilized as much in the game because then it adds unnecessary memory usage.
That's fair. Okay, bye. Not Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
Thanks.
Yep.
Fox Kid.
Hello.
Does my mic work?
Yes.
Yep. So I had this one question. The current car system, this physics, kind of lame in my part. It's very old, I know. I would love to be drifting around tanks in like a speedy Humvee. similar car. Is that the plan in any way?
We have some plans to improve the vehicle physics a bit, but our goal is to make them easy to use, because keep in mind we have people playing on mobile and other devices, so we don't want to make it like too realistic and hard to use. So we kind of have to find that like middle ground.
All right. I got more question and another question down, which is something that people have been asking.
Okay.
Guys, I'm not gonna ask
you.
about
Thank you.
submarines. They already answered the question.
2009 Big Kitty.
Hi. I was wondering, I know this is a bug, but since the SU-25 has come out, on console you can't use the bombs or else it will eject you. So I was wondering if you guys are going to fix that anytime soon.
Yeah, there were some bugs with the keybinds, and I apologize for that. We did push out a fix for new servers, so I believe new servers should have the fix for that.
All right, thank you very much.
No
Have
problem.
an amazing New Year's.
You too. Thanks.
We're at 173 now.
Yo, okay, so
Hello.
I see people are asking about like missile trails and like smoke trails from planes, and like, would you ever like think about adding that to the game, so you can like identify like where the missile came from, and like add a level of realism?
We would definitely look into improving the VFX from that, but we have to see how it could be done due to how Roblox handles like streaming. And one thing to keep in mind is the way that particles work in Roblox is if they're like far away, they just don't get rendered at all. So we'd have to do some kind of trick to bypass that. So that would take a bit of fiddling around with Roblox's system to do that.
Alright, and I have one more question. Will you ever like add a thing where you get like benefits for like raiding people's bases instead of just breaking their oils? Because like right now, if you raid someone's base, it's like kind of pointless. Like you don't really feel like you're doing anything except just like making them mad.
That's how that happens.
We have some ideas. I just can't specifically say what yet. Yeah, you'll have to wait till those get announced.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Famer. I say, yeah.
Hello. You are muted.
Hello.
Hello.
I have 4 questions.
Can we please keep it to one, just because we have so many people to go through?
Okay. So is there going to be any improvement for mobile players, like for gaming and shooting with guns and
Are you asking if we're gonna like improve the controls for mobile?
Yeah.
So
improve the gameplay for mobile players.
Yeah. So it's definitely on our to-do list. We have some plans on doing that. It's just gonna take some time till we get that incorporated.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm trying to say this name correctly. Jamil? It's not an L, it's a 1, so I'm assuming it's Jamil.
I don't know. But you can get the next person up if they're not accepting it.
Yeah.
This is about 15 seconds delay. It's not that big.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey.
I was wondering if there's gonna be any more or any Swedish stuff like the JAS Gripen or the STRV 122.
I did mention that we're gonna plan on adding more European vehicles, but I can't specifically say what. You'll have to wait till they come out for the updates.
All right, thanks.
No problem.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. Happy New Year's.
Hello. Will you ever add stealth mode to the F-22 and the F-35?
Yeah, we need that. Please.
Maybe. We have to be careful it doesn't make them too powerful. So we'd have to balance that out.
I mean, that's what people want.
That's something we can do if we wanted to. We'd have to kind of test it and see.
And also for the new ship, the Zomlot, is there any way that you could add like a med bay to it, or no?
Med bay as in like you grab a med kit, or It heals you in that spot.
It will heal you, like in the World War II area in the bunker, if you lay down in the bed.
Oh, we could, but I feel like that wouldn't get utilized much. So there wouldn't really be no benefit of adding that.
At this point, just lock the door so people can't get in.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Thanks.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
DJ89HHH.
Yo.
Hello.
I love you guys so much, and I love your game. By the way,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Will you guys ever add the F-15?
So I kind of mentioned earlier, we're not going to specifically say what vehicles we're adding in updates. You'll have to kind of just wait and see what we release.
Oh, all right, that's it. Merry crap. Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
It's a bit
Oh,
late.
good. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Still got your Christmas spirit. Yeah,
People have
guess.
social anxiety here.
I was
noticed it
out
from a
shopping
mile.
yesterday, and the person said Merry Christmas. I was like, Merry Christmas to you too. I'm like, wait, it's already passed. Anyways,
Yeah, it's gone so quick.
Best past one. Yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Hello.
So what I'm curious about is how do you justify the AWP being so hard to get?
We wanted to make it like a rare gun. That was the only justification.
It's also just really good in general.
Basically no reason at all for a lot of people's favorite sniper rifle. Basically.
Well, it's to add more rarity to it. That was the reason.
Rarity makes people
I've
like it.
spent almost 3,000 Robux trying to get that thing via the daily spin, and yeah.
I spent 10,000.
I mean, yeah, like I did
almost
mention,
got
we are
nothing.
planning on trying to revamp how the spinner is, and that's something that's going to be planned in Q1 of next year, or well, yeah, next year. So
Adding bundles for 3,000 Robux ain't the way.
and like I mentioned earlier, so we can't change around too much. Right now, the spinner helps our analytics quite a bit, and if we touch it right before the end of the year, when all of our developers are going on break, and it causes issues, that would be a big problem on our end.
Okay.
So we didn't want to make big changes when all of our developers were going on break.
Okay, I can get behind that. Also, F-35 nerf when?
It doesn't
well,
need a nerf.
We have to balance all the vehicles in the game, honestly. So just gotta wait for that.
It doesn't need a buff. It doesn't need a nerf.
One-shotted by a tank.
It's fine as it is.
What?
Well, we'll have to wait till we rebalance all of our vehicles, which we do have plans on doing.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Lord_blocks, one of our influencers.
What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Kismo? You probably already seen some of my suggestions before, so I will just be asking questions for now, though. So the first question which I had, which comes from the whole entire community, what about a possible PvP system revamp, which everybody has been wanting to see? Because right now, the PvP, I would say, is not really this good for the newer players, especially. Because, like, it all feels like sniper spam and just riot shield constantly. Even though sniper's been nerfed, it feels very much unfriendly to the newer players and unfriendly to people who want to play with assault rifles or other weapons. How are we gonna get a revamp to, like, overall PvP itself?
So PvP, you're specifically talking about like gunplay, right? Not vehicles.
Yeah, gunplay. Yeah.
Well, one thing we're gonna do is improve the controls for mobile. So I think that'll give us a better advantage to people who are on devices that are harder to use. And we do have. It is on our to-do list. It's just gonna take some time till we implement it. But I do want to add like health to the riot shield, so eventually it'll just break. You can't just hold it out the whole time.
Yeah. It becomes much more balanced.
Yeah, and then in terms of like balancing out the damages itself, we might look into tweaking it, but we'd have to kind of see. We're gonna first look into balancing vehicles out, and then we'll go into guns and see what we could do there.
Yeah, that's understandable. Can I ask another question, or should I leave it to someone else?
Sure, just one more.
All right. Are you planning to make any changes to the likes of the radio? Because radio is a really cool idea. For example, you could add in spawnable vehicles that could like spawn on the map wherever you want by just calling in radio. Let's say there could be like a cooldown for 10 seconds or so, like for an example.
Like an airdrop, but it drops like
Yeah,
a vehicle
pretty
near
much.
you or something.
Yeah.
I did have ideas for that. Again, we just have like a massive to-do list, so we have to kind of pick and choose what we could do and what could be done for updates. But I think that would be pretty cool to add. It's just we have to pick where it could go in our updates.
That's understandable. All right, thank you then. Happy New Year.
All right, thanks. Happy New Year. Thanks.
All right, well, I got the questions out which you guys wanted me to ask, so here it goes. I'm kind of curious how I got so lucky, though.
Prince of the Moose.
Hello.
Hello. I just noticed that someone already answered my question. So, Happy New Year, I guess.
All right, no worries. Happy New Year.
Mexico 26.
Hello. I have a question. What is your game that inspired you the most?
I would have to say it's like a combination of Battlefield, Call of Duty, and a bit of War Thunder. Those are the games I used to play a lot when I was younger. So that.
And then, what is
kind
your
of gave
favorite game
inspiration.
inside or outside of Roblox?
Right now I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals and Black Ops, but yeah, those are my two go-to games.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I love your game. Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. Just think he's not good at those games either, so.
No, I am. I'm better than all my friends. I'm just naturally good at games. I'm not a competitive player, though.
Hello. I just had two questions. The first question was, will there be any death matches every 10-20 minutes? Every player that wanted to play like a special deathmatch mode would spawn maybe in the middle of the map and would get only a pistol, and the last one standing would get like $100,000 prize or something like that.
So I kind of answered this already. We had an idea for this, but we didn't quite do it yet due to it taking people like off the map, and that would cause issues for people who didn't join the deathmatch. But in the future, we might incorporate it in a different way that makes more sense for the game.
My second question is that would there be any more base defenses like landmines, turrets, AI controlled, maybe even something like that?
Yes, we do have plans. When they'll be added, I can't quite tell you because we just have like a massive to-do list, but we do have plans to add more base defenses.
Okay, thanks. I love your game. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next person.
Sitting at the beach.
Hello. Oh, okay. Well, that was quick. You said about City and the Beach?
Hi, sorry. Good afternoon.
Hello.
I have a question about base defenses. Will there be more customizable options for how we can set up our base and whatnot?
So I can't give specific details, but we have some ideas on stuff we could do. It all depends on what makes sense for the game. We'd have to discuss it more internally, but we do have some ideas.
All right, gotcha. Thank you. That's all I had. Have a good afternoon.
No problem. Thanks. All right, we'll go for another 10 more minutes before we end it off.
Finally. Oh,
Hello.
Hey, I have one question here. Give me a sec. I just gotta. Yeah, I had a list, but. All right. So I actually have one question. Will we or actually two. Will we ever get revamped sound effects such as let's just say, I don't know, better sounds for planes, guns, and etc.
Some stuff over time gets revamped. I think our sound effects are somewhat decent compared to other Roblox games, but over time we kind of just improve things as we see fit. We don't have any specific plans right now, though.
Okay. My other question, I know you said only one, but will we ever get will there be any changes to the application system, or will we just keep it as it is?
The application for like the staff team?
Yes, that thing.
That's more of a Kronos question.
In what terms, sorry? Like changing it in what terms?
Okay. All right.
No, he's asking.
What do you sorry? What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Like,
basically like I don't know, maybe smoother applications. So then I'll like for example, maybe a reply system that would be nice. So people know what they're saying. Basically.
Usually we get like for game team we got over 1,000 something, and the manager usually goes like the program manager goes through it, and it takes a long time for him to be able to like reply to each single one saying, "Oh, this is why you're getting failed." From interview side of things, we could have it, but I'll have to talk with the department managers, see what they say, and what their ideas are, and then if needed, we'll make the changes for sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Keep doing what you guys do. It's awesome, and Happy New Year's.
Thank you. Happy New Year's.
See you.
Good luck.
All right.
Finally, my turn. I'm a little sick right now, so ignore my voice.
No worries.
Okay.
The question is, will you ever add a wire-guided rocket launcher?
Wire-guided rocket launcher. Those do exist, right? So.
Yes, the Dragonfire.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, but we don't have any specific plans right now. It might just be done
My
later
other
on.
thing is, will you please add a way to get grenades throughout the map? I'm always running out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Put that in suggestions and something we could look into.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Get better soon.
Wow, you never tell me to get better soon.
I do. But also, you don't get sick often.
Oh, hey, I'm up.
Hello.
So my question was answered, but I'm gonna do another one. As there's a new Roblox graphics update coming out, would that that whole update with the what's it called, where the things behind objects disappear?
Yeah, occlusion culling.
Yeah. Will we get future graphics updates on better graphics and stuff, more improvements on that side of stuff?
Well, one thing you have to keep in mind is with Roblox, it's a multi-platform game, so we have people playing on like low-end iPhones and also high-end gaming PCs. So we have to kind of meet the middle and do the best we can for all devices. We try our best in terms of optimization and whatnot, but even then we have to be very careful with performance, because if you make the graphics like super good, then people on the low-end devices will start crashing, and the Roblox algorithm will see that and start pushing the game down. So we have to be like super careful when it comes to performance.
Okay. That's just all I had in mind so far, so yeah.
Alrighty.
Thanks. Sorry, I
You just
misclicked.
invited me back up.
Yeah.
Alright, bye-bye.
Destroyer 9020S.
Hello.
Hello.
Another influencer.
Yeah, I am one of the influencers, but I want to ask, are you guys going to add more daily challenge rewards or daily rewards?
Yeah.
We don't have any plans for daily rewards right now, due to it not quite making sense to add more than 30 days. Like, that's typically the max that any game does. In terms of the daily challenge rewards, we might add more. We still have a lot of levels that we could fit rewards into, so we might add some more stuff there.
Oh, okay.
That would fit. They need to be unique vehicles,
All right.
though.
Well, thank you.
JBJ.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. So, my only question is, are there any plans to add any other fire-based weapons, like Molotovs, more plans with napalm bombs, flamethrowers, that type of thing?
We do have some ideas. I won't specifically say what yet. But in the future, yeah, we want to add more like fire weapons, which are kind of cool to use.
Oh, nice. Alright, thank you guys. I love y'all's game. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Hey.
Hey. Right. I've 3 questions. Is that fine?
Yes, but try to make them quick so we can get through as many people as possible.
So, will we be getting any more like modern ships, as in like Type 25s and stuff?
It all depends on their size. Right now, a lot of like battleships are massive, so we can't add in too many big ships to the game just
You have to
because
shrink them
they're
so
gonna be like
much.
really hard to use and they're gonna be big targets. I don't know how big the Type 25 is, so I'd have to see.
And will we be getting any like plane loadouts, as in like you can choose the missiles, bombs on it?
I answered that question a little bit earlier. We have ideas for it. It all depends on how we can incorporate it because it would require quite a bit of work. Also, why is everyone in the chat spamming massive? Can I not say the word massive or something?
I don't know, man. And will we be getting torpedo planes?
Torpedo planes.
Houses for like ships.
We have plans for anti-ship missiles, but you'll have to wait and see.
Alright,
Yeah, that
that's
one
all.
is
Thank you.
obvious.
Alrighty, thanks.
Anti-ship. We need that, to be fair. It just needs to not be OP, that's the thing. Bro, everyone's just
Ignore
saying
that I
massive.
just clicked invite again.
We'll take a few more and then we'll end off the Q&A. Hello.
I have a question about the nuclear cases, like the camos. When will that be available, if you know?
Very soon. That was a bit of an accident, so
Cosmo always
really
leaks
for
stuff on
everyone.
accident. It's crazy.
Are you able to say if it'll be available with like medals or Robux?
So I'll give some context. We have a system where every month it launches like a new skin case, and those ones will be Robux. But we have plans to launch like other skin cases in between that are just medals or cash.
Thank you.
Everyone wants the cash
All right,
parts.
no problem.
Thanks. Random pick. Let's go. Who do I like? I don't like. I like myself. Blast Master LP.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, I love your game. I have one question, and I already saw that at Lord Blox's video. Are you ever going to change the stealth feature?
Change it in what way? Like add it to more vehicles or change how the current works?
Rebalance it.
Like, change how it works, because now it only affects missiles, but like vehicles like the Mustang, they could destroy the B2 very easily. It's not a very maneuverable vehicle, and yeah, that would make more
It has
changes to the
3,000
game.
health, man.
Yeah, so I mean, how stealth works in real life is like when they say stealth, it doesn't make the plane invisible. It makes it invisible to specifically radar or guided missiles. And that's kind of how we incorporate it in game. We don't have plans to make it like literally make the plane invisible, just because I feel like that would be a little bit too weird looking. But that's why we give the B2 a lot of health, since it's got no other defenses. And it's just a bomber.
Yeah, my friend called Gable also told me like the bombs of the B2 are a little bit too strong. He was in the bunker and a B2 was flying over him and killed him with the bombs.
Yeah, guys,
Are you ever going to nerf
helped
that?
balance this out.
We'll definitely make some adjustments like the radius, but
it's a little
we need to also improve the scoping of how bombs work, since right now it's hard to like aim the bombs. And if we make the radius of the explosion smaller, then if you're not hitting the targets directly, they won't do as much damage. So we'll have to kind of make adjustments later and see what we could do.
Okay, I have one final question, if that is alright.
Sure.
Are you ever going to add animations of the cockpit, like not just radars, but in some vehicles there are like cameras to the bottom? And are you ever going to animate those things?
In Roblox, it's really hard to like have a camera on like a surface element that actually shows stuff. It would use up quite a bit of performance and may not really look great. So we can't do that. And also animating HUD on planes would require quite a bit of work because each plane has a different HUD. But we do have plans to improve like the plane UI itself. So like if you go into first person mode, it might show more elements on your screen. But that's about it for now.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Happy Eastern and Gabel stinkt. See ya.
All right, thank you.
I'm still here, by the way. But guys, I'm just listening, and I'm letting you guys listen as well. Just saying, I'm still here.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
I was just wondering if you would ever consider making the update logs and dev logs a little bit more transparent. Because right now it'll say things like updated sounds, and I don't know what sounds to look for that have been updated.
That's
Or
true.
it's like buffed health, but I don't really know how much it was buffed from or how it changed at all. You know.
You use the wiki.
Yeah, I mean, to give you some context, we touch like a lot of stuff in games during updates, so it's really hard to write down exactly which thing was touched and what thing was changed. That's why it's a bit more generic. And already on top of that, we have to keep track of so many things and remember so many things. It's hard to do that and write specifics for update logs. So I try my best to put whatever I can. But in terms of specifically putting what was changed, it might make the update logs like too long for people to read. So I kind of just make stuff a little bit more generic on purpose.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. All right, we'll take like 2 more guys and then we'll end it off.
Will you ever
Hello.
add MTC form of combat, like realistic form of combat, for the tank type thing?
Are you asking like multi-tank crew, the Roblox game?
Yes. Yes.
In like what specific way?
More off like the tank penetration, ammo fields and all that, fuel tanks, just basically the inner compartments and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so improving like the tank's damage system or damage model,
Yes.
essentially. We have ideas. We just haven't quite done it yet because it required quite a bit of work, and we're working on so many things at once. But I think it would definitely be cool to add once we have the time for that.
One more thing. Has the Asvel ever been in this game? As my friend has always been asking that for a while. So I'm asking for him.
The Asphal,
Yes.
I don't remember off the top of my head because we have like, 30, 40 guns?
Alright, well, that's pretty much it, and thank you, and Happy New Year's.
All right, thanks. Happy New Year's. All right, last person.
Who's gonna be the lucky one?
Just like scroll through and pick like a random
Let me
person.
put my hand up. Imagine they pick me. Just a second. I'm actually doing this for a troll. Ah.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I wanted to ask, because I'm an aspiring developer myself, I was just wondering, since you were a one-man team in the beginning, how long did it take you to push out your first version of the game?
So back when I started, I was still new to Roblox and programming in general on the platform. So I used a Tycoon kit and the ACS gun system to get everything set up faster. It took me like maybe 2-3 months to code the whole game up, but this is like, keep in mind, a very simplified version of the game. There was no vehicles back then, a very simple map, and that's about how long it took me to do it initially.
Cool. Well, thank you, and you guys all have a happy holidays.
Thank you. You too. All right. Well, I think that is it for the Q&A. Unless you'd like to mention anything else, Kronos.
I will most likely
Give us more
release a
update
Google
leaks.
form for anyone who has a really desiring question which we haven't responded to.
Give us new
And
leaks today.
we'll try to send a message with the answers to that. So because right now there's 205 people in the queue and
quite a bit.
1,000 new pings. So I will send that out. If we already answered the questions, please don't ask it again because you're not going to get a response to it. If it's a new question, we'll send a message to it. And as a key thing to answer the question before, who's Gizmo's favorite person on the team? That's me, obviously. He just didn't want to say
Answering
it.
for me, huh?
Well, that's why I'm here. Thanks for everyone for joining. Hopefully, we answered the questions that were your die-hard questions. But yeah, thanks for playing. Have a happy holiday and New Year. And I'll let Gizmo finish it off because he always wants to have the last word.
All right, yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. I hope you guys have a great New Year's and I hope everyone's been having a great winter break.
It's almost
Alrighty.
about to end.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Well, that was a lot of fun, to be totally honest.
This.
Oh, they're gonna close it. No.
That's fun.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna disconnect. That was a lot of fun, to be totally honest with you guys. I'm really happy that they did this, but they do it like maybe once a year, which is just a little unfortunate, to be totally honest with you. I hope they're gonna be doing more stuff like this because it's just a lot of fun, but also I feel like a lot of questions and a lot of things that we have been asking for were addressed. A lot of people have been asking for the F-15. A lot of people have been asking for submarines, and I guess these questions have been racked up and answered. So that's good to see, at least that people have been asking about new physics and etc. It's like those most important things that have been addressed, which I'm really glad they did that, and hopefully the new year will be awesome. My personal prediction, by the way, if you guys are wondering on what's gonna be in the next update, or is it gonna be coming this week, I hope it's gonna be coming this week. That's my best guess, but it probably is, if I'll be completely honest. They do updates very frequently. This was fun, but they said a whole lot of nothing. Maybe no. How do they say a whole lot of nothing? They did address the most important things, like, I mean, what can you expect? It's also about the quality of the questions. If the questions will not have high quality, then what can you do? Like, the higher the quality of the questions, the better response they can give, really. So, but realistically, I'm somewhat proud of how this ended up. You wrote all the questions for your friend. Well, I'm glad that they did address the most important community questions, which I went through. So that's awesome. Hi, Lord Block's chat. Yeah, people can still see I'm streaming. But yeah, that'll be probably about it. Well, we're just gonna have to see what they do in the future, and if they do more stuff like this, then I will make sure to stream it. But I don't normally do this, so we're just gonna have to see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a very cool stream, and let me know in the comments under the stream any questions you have for the devs. Maybe they're gonna end up rewatching the stream, checking it out or something, so there will be some questions for them, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next stream, and have a good one. And of course, in 3 hours, it's gonna be New Year for me, so I'm already gonna say it to you guys. Happy New Year, and I will see you all in